Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to season 4, and we have had a lot of changes here in this squad. You're going to see a lot of names that you haven't seen before. I went out before this season, went to a whole bunch of nations in which I knew there were a lot of amateur players, and we brought a lot of players over and just took a look at them. Got to the point where I almost crashed the save completely. In fact, I actually had to resign as manager, retire, and then create a new manager to get the save to progress past a certain day. Just football manager things here. We'll go take a look here as we play Ilaoa To'omata. We have also changed the tactic completely, so we'll see how this works. Hopefully we can win against them. You can see I have the nationalities here. We have a number of players from Samoa. Abdia Ali Roble is from Somalia. We have some guys To'alele and Tiatia. We do not have Maile anymore. Maile went on a free transfer over to, I think it was over to Black Roses. In this place, we have Ahmad Siami Mod Nordin from where's this? Brunei. And we also have guys like Ling Guande from Taiwan and Vai Lutu from, I think this is Tonga. Yes, Tonga. So we have guys from like all over the islands and a number of other players who are not playing today because they're currently on international duty. So we'll see how this one works for us. We have changed up the tactic completely, as you just saw, and I'll have more about that probably a little bit later on today. We'll go slowly and we'll go through these changes in terms of tactics and in terms of everything. We've done very, very well, though, in the preseason. In fact, we've been dominating the matches that we've been playing, so we'll see how this works. There are some problems, though, and you can see it right there in Ilaoa and To'omata's starting lineup, because there are some players we brought on and then got rid of due to problems with consistency and in some cases problems with really bad like slack personalities, and the result of that is that these players then went to other teams in our same league. So that's what happens when you try it this way. I had to bring a whole bunch of players on and just sign them outright, largely because we didn't have the ability to scout them. The other thing I could have done is I could have brought them on for trials, but I was looking to get as many as possible, as quickly as possible. And here's Nordin, and he scored his first goal of the season less than 20 seconds in. So Nordin scores his first goal of the season right away, and this is probably what we have come to expect. We're hoping that this tactic will give us a lot more control play, a little bit less of that sort of just dump the ball up the front and hope for the best. And I think that you saw a little bit of that right there, although there wasn't really much time that went off the clock to see if we could control the ball or not. And so Nordin impresses the fans by scoring in the first couple seconds of his debut. Here is the throw-in over to Linguanda, over to Kitona. Kitona looking for the cross. Can't quite find him. Tiata with it over to Fulmaono. To'alele with it. Familiar name. Back to Siaosi Matafana. And it's back with Nordin here. Nordin's going to take the shot. And almost scores that one. I'm surprised that Sipa did get a hand on that one, so there is going to be a corner. Because I'm a new manager technically in the game, I had to redo the corners as well. So all we have is that I think it's a near corner routine. I haven't spent a lot of time playing around with it. Linguando now with it over to Kitiona. Kitiona with it now, and we pass it around here in the back, and that's kind of what this is designed to do, so that we try not to give a possession so cheaply. Lutu here with the corner again. And boy, that was really close to being a goal there. To'alele is going to run back and grab this one and knocks his back forward. Again, he doesn't know the tactic very well. To'alele is kind of a marginal player on this squad. In fact, a lot of the players who have stayed around, whose names you'll remember or recognize, are now marginal players. Lutu here with the corner, and is looking for Ali Roble, and unfortunately the Somali player's header is far too high. Roble, though, with a very good opportunity here, and as the season goes on, he probably will start scoring that sort of goal. So, still 1-0 here in the early going, and we'll see what we can do. To'alele looking really tired. And it turns out that a lot of these American Samoa players are not very good. Lutu here with the ball, and he's going to just take the shot, and that's going to be a corner for us again. So you think of people like Palipua, who were staples of our team before. He ended up turning 22, and he has a problem with big matches, which I think shows in his record. And that's Roble again, I think, who just missed getting that one on goal. And so, we were fine with getting rid of Palipua, especially since we've got a whole ton of defenders who are much better in the back. We're hoping that we can get by without giving up quite as many goals as we have in the past. Now, the keeper is supposed to not do that, but our Samoan goalkeeper forgets from time to time. Linguanda passes it backwards, is what we want to see to To'alele, and he lumps this forward. You can see here, the players here who are American Samoan tend to make really poor decisions, and they tend to be the ones who are giving up possession. Robola now with it. He lumps this one forward, looking for our striker, and it just can't quite get to him. Salsi over to Tiatia, and there's Tafola who has that over to Twala Lele again, over to Fulmano. There it is, over for Linguande, and he scores. Linguanda scores his first goal, 2-0 for PanSa East FC. He's been scoring goals for fun in the preseason. And I mean, we play a lot of preseason matches. So these guys should know the formation pretty well, but he's been scoring like crazy. I thought this was before Nordin. It was a little bit over the top, but no, it's Linguanda who gets it and scores that goal easily. And so 2-0 for PanSa East FC here, and just the early minutes of this game, well, later minutes of the first half, I guess I would say. Tiatia here with the throw. Over to Nordin. Nordin over to Fulmaono. To Lutu. Lutu finds Twalalele. Over to Lutu again. To Tafola. Tafola with it. Over to Tiatia. Tiatia controls it. That's what we like to see. Tafola now. And there it is for Nordin, who was fouled in the penalty area. No call. Kitiona plays with it a little bit. Takes it up left side. Pass goes over to Nordin. It's going to be a Fulmaono, whose shot, unfortunately, is saved, but that was a pretty good attempt. And in a second here, we're going to see Paolo come on. We're going to let Twalalele get to halftime, and then we'll take him off and we'll make the change. So still 2-0 for PanSa East FC here in the early going, and we look absolutely dominant. And that is the way that we want to play. And so we'll see what happens. You know, I had a couple of problems here. I hit the wrong button, too. I had a couple of problems here in the preseason matches because my assistant manager, who's managing all of them, apparently got really upset with the players for losing to the under-18s team by 4. And so we had to do a lot of talking people back from the edge and trying to calm down the dressing room. So we want to be a little bit careful with our team talks. But I think that we'll do a little bit better as long as we have our first team out there. I mean, the problem against the under-18s is that I think they had a number of players who belonged in our first team who were playing for them. So it's Paulo who just came on, who corrals this one, and we move forward. Nordin is unable to get onto that one, unfortunately. I think that we have him in a... it's either a pressing forward or it's a advanced forward role, one of the two. So there should be some sort of pressing going on there at the top. We haven't seen it quite yet. And there was off over to Mark Tagai. So 2 PanSa East FC legends, not really, but 2 alumni combined together for that one. And this is where we're a little bit worried about the defense giving up this type of goal. I'm still not entirely certain that what we have organized on the defense is the right thing to do. So I'm playing around a lot with it, and I've been looking at a whole bunch of different tactics. They use the 3 at the back system like we are using to see if there's something better that we can figure out. Lutu with it, over to Fulmaono, back to Lutu. And it's over with Tiatia. Tiatia to Fulmaono, over to Lutu again. And... he should have crossed that one instead of shooting. That was a really good move, though, and that's exactly the sort of play that we want to see. And it's Mr. Xiaoxi there who's about to come off. Tiatia with this knocks over for Linguande, and he can't quite get up to it. And all we need to do is sort of give them a little bit of pressure, and we can win this ball back. There's Tiatia, shows you how to do it. Lutu now with it, over to Nordin, who's got to be offside. Good shot by Nordin. I don't see the flag anywhere, and the flag is not up. And so Nordin has put us up again by 2, 3-1 with his second goal here of the season. This guy, Ugan Bayar, is a Mongolian player that we had for a little while, and we got rid of him for reasons of inconsistency, and he kind of shows the reason why we got rid of him right there. Now let's see here about this offside call. Yeah, I mean, I guess he was sort of behind that imaginary line, but in real time, I would have called that. All right, we're going to make a substitution here because we do have players. I hate how you have to resize all of your columns here all the time. We do have this guy right here, Elia, who's not playing very well, and we're going to put Sostara on. Sostara is a Cambodian player who was another regen find of ours that looks like he's going to be excellent. To Fola here with the free kick over to Fulmano, over to Paulo, who gives up possession really, really cheaply. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. We shouldn't be doing that so often. It's Hassan here, another player who we brought over. And his shot is straight at Fatu. I mean, there wasn't really much work that went into that. It says that it deserved a better shot after so much work, but there wasn't a lot of great work that happened there. He just ran forward. Paulo with this. And he is going to pass, I hope. No, he takes a shot from range. That's not what he's supposed to do. So kind of hoping that we can pass the ball and maintain possession instead of just kicking it forward. Kitona over to Linguande, back to Kitona. Kitona over, can't find Lutu, ends up with Fulmano to Paulo to Roble. Roble over to Kitona, who must be offside, and is passed all the way back to Sostara. Sostara then over to Paulo. And we can see, there's Linguanda. Linguanda there, right in the right place at the right time. He takes advantage of Sipa, who dropped the ball, and it's 4-1 for PanSa East FC. So, I mean, we'll take that any day of the week. I was going to say, we had a player here, I think this is our striker, who was offside by about 1,000 miles. Yeah, that was Nordine, who was lining up offside, and who was way offside most of the time, but the play was away from him, so they don't call it. 2 goals for both of them, and that's probably a sign of the way things are going to be. So is Dara here now with the free kick over to Fulmano, to Paulo now, and over to Lutu, to Fulmano, over to Tiatia again, and over to Tafola. Tafola back to Tiatia. Back to Tafola. Good way of keeping control. Fulmano over to Nordine. Nordine with his ball over to Tafola. Tafola lumps this up for Lutu, who takes a shot. And again, that's kind of what we want to see. So we're doing all right. 4-1 the score so far. Paulo over to Fulmano. Over to Lutu. Lutu up to Tiatia. Tiatia over there to Nordine. And that should have been his hat trick. And it's going to be a free kick. He's offside. It should have been a hat trick. And he was offside, I think, only by about maybe a foot or so. Let's see here. Where is the pass? There it is. You can't even see from this camera angle, unfortunately. But he didn't seem to be offside by much. So deserved a much better shot at the end of that one after all the work that we put into that. We're going to make, I think, another substitution or 2 here at the back. So Tafola is going to come off for Paulo Kwan. And then we're going to have Rodel come off. We don't have anyone to put on for him. So that will be, let's see. Yeah, we can do this. We don't have anybody who can play on that side. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Talia in on the incorrect side and see out the last 15 minutes of the match. Might as well. And let's see what happens here. So we do have one player who's on there who is playing in the opposite position of what he's used to, but we'll have to be used to it. We have a couple of guys who are not on this squad because they're on international duty, which is a new thing for this team. We haven't had anything like that before. You can see our end of the stands is completely sold out. Tiatia with the throw over to Fulmano. Back to Tiatia over to Kwan. Kwan over to Paulo. Paulo just stands there and lets them take control, but Kwan wins it back over to Sostara, over to Kitona. Kitona finds Nordine, and Nordine's pass unfortunately loses it, and then Nordine gets himself sent off. That's a straight red. Yeah, that's a straight red card. That was a really foolish thing for him to do. I don't really understand what he was trying to do there. So we're going to do this actually without any striker for the last 7 minutes or so of the match. There's no need to have one. Kwan with it. Nordine, unfortunately, is going to be suspended. I mean, that was a real violent play. I'm not quite sure what got into him. So we lump it forward here for Lutu, and he wins it. Look at that speed. And there is Linguanda, who gets his hat trick. And that really should have been Nordine getting his hat trick. And so we're red hot. We go down to 10 men. We lose the striker, and we score a goal, and we get a hat trick. How about that? Lutu, excellent job winning this one. It was a pretty poor pass forward. And then it was just a matter of finding his man. Linguanda is right there, and there's no question what's going to happen. And we have scored the goal, and we only have a few minutes left before the end here. So we'll get to the end of this match here in a second, and we are going to come out deserved winners, probably by this margin of 4. And I think this is the season that we completely dominated this league. Kwan with it over to Sostara. Sostara, the Cambodian, up to Kitona, back to Sostara. Sostara over to Tala, over to Fulmano, over to Lutu now. Lutu over to Kitona, over to Sostara. Sostara with it. Back to Fatu, and that's the way that we like to do this. Kitona now with it over to Kwan. Kwan over to Fulmano, over to Lutu. I don't have to tell these guys to waste time because the tactic will do it for him. Fulmano over to Lutu. Look at him cross through, and that should have been a goal for him. That was excellent. Lutu was really upset with me. He was the one who I think got upset about the my assistant manager getting upset with everybody after we lost to the under-18s by 4. But boy, he's a really, really good player. I mean, this guy doesn't really belong at this level. And so that's kind of the way that this whole team is actually. We have a lot of players who don't really belong at this level. There's the cross, and it does nothing, but Sostara is back there and wins it, and that is the end of the match. We win this one 5-1. We come out deserved victors, 2.93 XG. They barely even had the ball. We had 63% of the possession. That's exactly what we want to see. Huge average rating. And, hey, we're doing all right, and I will see you tomorrow with the next one. Bye-bye.